Contest number 5 is for 3-minute rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the solid black shorts trimmed with silver. At the weight he scale, 10 stone 4 pounds. Tonight is his 166th professional boxing appearance. A warm Oldham welcome, please, for Reading's Ibrar Riyaz. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the black coloured shorts trimmed with white. At the weight he scaled, 9 stone 13 pounds 8 ounces. A highly decorated amateur presenting from the Jamie Moore camp, making tonight his proud professional debut, Aqib Fiaz. Timekeeper at the bell, Amjad Ditta, and the star referee in charge of the action once again, Phil Edwards from Preston, 4 3-minute rounds.
Okay, gentlemen, you follow my instructions. When I say break, break cleanly and take a step back. Watch the heads in close. Touch gloves, good luck.
Full of nerves and anticipation, but having an amateur background, it shouldn't trouble Aqib too much turning professional.
Yeah, it does help having that amateur background. He's ring walks many times before, so it'll be interesting to see what he brings as well to the table tonight. Nice and Michael pass to call us fonts. I don't think I've been called a font before, just something that sounds like it, so cheers for that, Mike.
Nice sharp start from Aqib in there. It's always interesting to see how these amateur fighters who won titles in the amateurs transition into the pro game and how the style suits the pro game. Seems to have settled in nicely in the opening 30 seconds.
And as you say, Riyaz is 6-1, 5-5 and 4 in terms of his own slate. He's only been stopped 3 times, so in those 155 losses. So we'd expect him to take this young man the distance.
A little ticking off from the referee for a low blow from Aqib. He's picked that right up to the body nicely early on here.
Yeah, and you can see what Jamie sees in him. He's punching well to the body. He's compact as well, so you can see why he's someone that Jamie Moore would be having interest in training and developing.
Yeah, and anyone that's been in and around the gym will tell you how talented they all see Aqib being. Jack Cattrall's here ringside watching him, his gym mate, of course. A lovely right hand again over the top. And it's not very often you see guys landing with as much regularity against Ibrar Riyaz as Aqib has early on here.
And his Canary's got good support as well. A lot of people have turned out to support him and have swelled the crowd's figures tonight.
A bit of ambition from Ibrar Riyaz, then throwing a few shots. Aqib come back with some clubbing right hooks of his own. You can hear what the crowd thought of that. Lovely shot to the body.
Yeah, he looks very sharp so far, doesn't he? I've liked what I've seen so far in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, and you see a lot of these guys when they make the debuts, they start to rush the work and get a bit too excited with the occasion, but he's settled in this opening round nicely.
Yeah, if you didn't know if he was debuting, you'd think he'd had a few fights already.
And you can see he's thinking about his work in there as well early on. Deliberately targeting that body. And we always say you've got to put these journeymen in the place early on in the first round. He's done that nice and early. Nice right hand again from Aqib. He's looked solid defensively as well when Ibrar Riyaz has thrown a few shots. Ripping that left up to the body once again.
Yeah, it looks like you say, he's got a good balance of attack and defence in there already. And a bit of a trial by fire so far for Riyaz in terms of what he's had coming in his direction.
Yeah, it's always difficult, isn't it, when you're used to competing against the top amateurs in the country, to then transition to be fighting a guy that has little ambition of trying to win the fight. And especially with the sparring as well, it's a massive change. Another low blow from Aqib. He's had a couple of warnings for that in this opening round. Ibrar just taking his time after that low blow. And I think the referee will be taking a point off if he lands another one.
Yes, a few stern words from Phil Edwards there telling him to keep it up. That came right on the final bell for that round as well.
Yeah, I think there was 3 low blows that landed throughout that round. And before that happened, I was saying it's always difficult when you're sparring with top-class guys and used to fighting the top guys in the amateurs to then transition to boxing a guy with no ambition that's just tucking up and trying to work those openings.
Yeah, you've got to figure it out. You've got to learn on the job in a fight like this. As you say, he's making a move from one type of opponent in the corner to a completely different type of opponent. So it's a brand new experience for him, but one that he seems to have really come into his own in.
Yeah, and as far as first rounds of your debut go, that's pretty much perfect for Aqib. Aside from that warning from the referee, he's looked nice and assured behind that jab, landed the right hand to head and body.
Yeah, and imagine he'll still keep attempting the body shots. He just needs to recalibrate where he's landing the shots. But yeah, I think he'll be able to do that. He's got the ability to do that as well, so I expect to see him landing plenty more body shots this round and then to be above the belt.
Yeah, he's picked the straight shots to the body nicely as well early on. There's that jab to the body again. And you can see already, Ibrar Riyaz has realised that he's got to just tuck up and take as many of these shots on the gloves and arms as he can.
Yeah, I think like you said, he learned in that first round, he knew he wasn't going to get anything from this fight, but he wants to avoid taking an absolute clattering as well, which is happening at the moment.
Yeah, and those body shots are really starting to have an effect in there. There's a lot of venom behind those body shots when he throws them.
And again, the right uppercut went in as well, which is another eye-catching shot.
5, 6 right uppercuts. And there's the woo from Ibrar Riyaz, and that's usually a sign that his opponent's getting on top of him. Not heard the woo for a while. Nice shot to the body. That right hand's finding its home to the body every time. Keeps throwing it so far.
Yeah, and as you say, he's been fluid as well in terms of his attack. Switching it from the head to the body, tried a big right hand there. That would have caused some problems for Riyaz had it landed. And again, as we said at the start of the round, he's still throwing those shots to the body, so he's got a lot of confidence.
Lovely work again. Nice pressure from Aqib as well. He set quite a high pace and he certainly seems comfortable keeping it up. It's like we said earlier, you wouldn't know this was his debut if you just switch it on.
Yeah, it looks like he's had a few fights already. As you say, he's made that switch from the amateur to the professional game, fighting competitive fights, so having to be patient against someone who knows how to survive.
Nice jab to the body again. Those body shots have been the most impressive thing so far.
Yeah, and it's impressive he got a bit of a telling off by the referee and he's stuck to his guns.
Just trying to draw a lead from Ibrar Riyaz, using his feints nicely. It's something that prospects don't seem to do enough. Just trying to feint to get something out of their opponent, try and find that opening.
Yeah, as you say, he's tried that a few times and the openings have been there for him. His accuracy has been really good for someone making his debut as well. So he looks like another really good addition to the VIP ranks.
Yeah, he's not wasted any of his work either. Come towards the end of this second round, 20 seconds to go.
And sometimes you get that in a pro debut. They waste a lot of shots, come out and just throw everything but the kitchen sink at the opponent to impress the mates.
Yeah, and it's a sign of his talent that he hasn't felt the need to do that. Lovely work again. It's great pressure this from Aqib. He switched on defensively as well. Didn't take any of those shots that Ibrar Riyaz threw back. Changing the angle with that left hook.
And as you can hear, his fans were absolutely delighted with what they've seen so far. And imagine Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis have as well.
Another good round in the bank. Remember, tweet us your thoughts on the night so far and what do you think of Aqib here in the ring. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live. Comment on all the usual channels, live on Facebook of course. Let us know what you think of the night so far. We'll read some comments out as the night goes on. Natalie Farrell in the ring at the moment. Kimmy Russell as well working tonight. Always do a great job on the VIP shows. Next week, of course, we're in Doncaster as well.
I was at a show years ago where the ring girl didn't turn up, so they had one of the guys who was sat next to me volunteered his girlfriend. I think they gave her 50 quid and she did the ring card girl duties all night. Luckily she was dressed up for the night out. And her husband was delighted with the extra cash as well.
Round 3.
Here we go with round 3, halfway through Aqib Fiaz's professional debut, and it's been a really good one so far.
Yeah, he looks relaxed. He's happy to be making his pro debut. He's relaxed. He's doing everything his corner's asking him to do, so he can't really. He's ticking off the box so far.
Yeah, what would you have been saying in that corner between rounds there?
I'd have said more of the same. I'd have given him just enough reminder that the referee had warned him about the body shots in round 1, so I'd have told him to bear that in mind and make sure every single body shot that he throws is as close to the border as possible.
Yeah, we've already seen what a big effect having a point deduction can have on the fight, especially over the shorter distance.
Yeah, I thought I may have misread that last fight. I was talking to John Evans about it, but a few minutes ago, and he saw it the same as us. He thought James was an Andy winner. John also had James winning by 4 rounds with the point deduction.
With brilliant pressure this from Aqib. He landed a big body shot and it sent Ibrar Riyaz on the back foot.
Yeah, Riyaz is calling him in, but he doesn't want to be stuck in the corner like that, taking shots and giving the referee a decision to make.
Yeah, he's ripping that uppercut through the guard now and then going down to the body. Brilliant pressure that, and very rarely you see someone like Ibrar Riyaz pinned in the corner like that.
Yeah, and he seems noticeably bemused by the whole thing. Riyaz, as you say, he's an experienced campaigner, but I think he's seen something maybe a little bit special in front of him tonight.
And the referee had a little look at that as well, because Ibrar Riyaz wasn't throwing anything back during that exchange.
And like we saw in the first fight with Darren Sargentson stepping in to stop the fight because the opponent had been told to throw punches and didn't. The referee, you don't want to give the referee a decision to make.
And you can see that Ibrar knows that as well. He's just thrown a few shots in the last 10 seconds or so. Right hand landing over the top. Nothing behind it though. Aqib took it comfortably. Even when he's been put under pressure by Ibrar Riyaz, he's looked comfortable.
Yeah, to be fair, Riyaz, he came off the ropes after taking that bit of a pummeling and tried throwing a few of his own shots to serve notice to the referee that he's still in there.
And there's that uppercut again. Every time he gets in close, Aqib looks to throw that right uppercut through the guard. Nice head movement as well. Come towards the last 30 seconds of this one. And there's that ambition from Ibrar Riyaz there, just trying to land to the body. Aqib tucked up nicely there though. And there's those straight shots to the body as well. You can see he's thinking about his work, isn't he? He picks his shots nicely.
Yeah, when he's had to defend himself, he's defended himself well. He's trying to do that old bit of a variation of the Floyd Mayweather, tucking his shoulder in and trying to spin away.
Yeah, and you can see early on as well, he knew that it takes something special to stop Ibrar Riyaz in there. But he's looked as impressive, if not more so, with his performance so far. 1 round left to go of his debut, and I'm sure it's a bit of a relief to get the debut out of the way, isn't it? There's so much anticipation towards it, and once you've done that, you can really crack on with your career.
Yeah, you'll have more of an idea of how obviously he's been a star amateur, but it's slightly different in the professional ranks. He'll have noticed slight differences tonight, and it'll set him up good for this next fight and start developing that level of experience he'll need to eventually move on and challenge for titles.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's not many better corners around to do that with. Kerry Kay's in there, of course, with Jamie Moore, Nigel Travis, wealth of experience in that corner, been there, done and seen it, bought a t-shirt.
It looks like Jamie's telling him to keep his defence the way it's been. He's been impressed with his defence as much as his attack so far.
For the 4th and final round.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, they've clearly seen something in Aqib to take him on for his debut.
Yeah, Jamie's such a busy man. I did lots of work with Jamie last year for Boxing News, talking to him about the gym and his Boxing News Trainer of the Year award. So Jamie's got a full, thriving and busy gym, so he's not just going to be taking on any fighter who turns up. Like I mentioned earlier, he's clearly seen something in this fighter that he thinks he can develop and nurture down the line.
Bit of ambition again from Ibrar Riyaz.
Yeah, he's not had the fight knocked out of him yet. He's come out at the start of this round to try and serve a bit of intent.
Yeah,
he's quickly put back in his pace.
Big body shots landing as you were talking then, Terry. Snapping the left up to the body. You know, and they'll certainly start to have an effect, those body shots, when he steps up levels of opponents and the fights are scheduled for a longer distance.
Yeah, as you say, Ibram came out, he tried to put it on him a little bit and then was quickly punished with some body shots, and he'll think twice about trying to do that again. I think he's only got just under 2 minutes left of this fight to see it through.
Yeah, still nice and patient as well, even though he had that success, Aqib. Lovely shot to the body again. You know, and if he was in with a lesser fighter than Ibrar Riyaz, these body shots could have had a real effect. But like we said earlier, Ibrar Riyaz has been in with everyone buzzing around these weights, and it does take something really special to stop him.
Yeah, as you say, Riyaz, you're not going to stop him with a single shot to the chin because he's so thick-set and so sturdy. Working the body is probably going to be your best bet, but he's taken an absolute shellacking into the body tonight and remains standing.
Yeah, and people forget how tough these journeymen are fighting week in, week out. But Ibrar Riyaz had to throw more shots than he usually does. I think that's credit to Aqib as well. He's made him have to work.
Yeah, and he's landed a couple of shots this round, Riyaz, as well. He's probably just coming into the last minute of the fight. He's probably got Elton John's "I'm Still Standing" blaring in his mind. I'm thinking, I'll just throw a few shots and see this last minute through.
Yeah, left hook to the body landed as you were talking, ripping those body shots in again. It's been an all-round good performance this on his debut. I know a lot of people talked him up before the fight, and he certainly is someone to look out for. Nice body shot again. Landing the left hook when Ibrar opened up then. A little ticking off for Aqib. I think that was a little bit unjustified, wasn't it? I don't think he did too much wrong in there.
Yeah, I thought I didn't really see too much wrong. The only real thing I've seen wrong tonight was Phil Edwards' scorecard in the last fight, so maybe the referee should give himself a warning and a point deduction.
Nice right hand from Aqib. He's finishing strongly here as we go towards the final bout. Landing those body shots, and Ibrar Riyaz coming back with a shot of his own. And as far as debuts go, that's one of the best ones we've seen on the VIP shows for a long time.
Yeah, I've got it 40-36, I thought. It's, I should say, a really good debut. It reminded me of Kieran Farrell's debut back in the day. Kieran looked really good in his debut, showed no fear and real good punch selection. So signs are all pointing in the right direction. And as you say, he's got the fan support as well, which means that Steve Hood will try and get him out as often as possible.
Yeah, and the fact that Ibrar Riyaz is telling Jamie and Nigel that he thinks Aqib is a talent in there says a lot, because, like we said, he's been there with everyone pretty much at the weight.
Yeah, as you say, Riyaz has seen it all, so a few kind words from him will be a good boost for the debutant and give Jamie something else to think about as well.
Yeah, of course, talked about earlier, important no cuts there for Aqib. His hands seem to be okay and everything, so no reason why they can't get him out as soon as possible again and get the ball rolling with his professional career.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of welterweight action, star referee Phil Edwards has scored the contest 40 points to 36 points for your winner. On his proud professional debut, Oldham's Aqib Fiaz. Your appreciation, please. A gallant boxer, as always, who generally goes the distance. Ibrar Riyaz, a good test for Aqib. If I could just ask the guys on the sound to keep the music down whilst we do the announcements, both of the intros and the scores. Thank you.
Just as we had it, 40-36, and very, very promising debut, and someone that we need to keep a lookout for on the VIP shows.
Yeah, he looks good for Fiaz. He's got plenty of sponsorship as well, so he'll probably be able to train full time. So I imagine we're going to see him fight quite often and fight quite well, but on the basis of what we've seen just now. Yeah,
and Jamie will know from his career himself, it's so important to keep active, and hopefully in a couple of minutes' time we'll be able to grab Aqib for a few words with John. Interesting to see what he made of that performance.
I imagine he'll have passed by in a blur for him, he'll have enjoyed it. He can go back, watch the fight again, listen to the excellent commentary and analysis, no doubt learn a few lessons from that as well.
I'm not sure about that.
But like you say, it's good experience for him. He's got good fan support, and if these people go away tonight and say, I've watched an absolute talent make his debut tonight, they might bring more people to watch the next fight with them and snowball that way.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's been talked up a lot, and that brings pressure with itself, doesn't it? You know, we've had a few prospects over the last months and years where they've been talked up before they get in the ring, and he certainly delivered on that performance with his debut.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be tough for the fighter as well if they've got a lot of people building them up. They've got to maintain momentum, keep a level head as well, and it looks like from what I've seen of him in the ring, he looks like he's got a level head in the ring, so you'd expect that to be the same outside the ring as well. And Jamie and Nigel will be great mentors for him, and Kerry's a great person to have in the corner as well, and just to have around the camp, because he's a really good voice of experience, and the good thing about Kerry Case is a really good mediator as well, and he's really good at getting his points across, so he's got the complete package for Fiaz.
Yeah, and just to the side of us, he's been mobbed by all his fans that have come to watch him. slowly making his way towards John Evans, who is ringside with Jamie while waiting for Aqib. And we can grab a few words with Aqib. He's with John Evans now.
I would imagine over the last few months you've probably played that fight out thousands of times in your head. How did it live up to it?
My whole life I've been planning that out. What a crowd, honestly. Here in my hometown, Oldham. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that come out. You know, the love and support of the show. It's unreal.
Was it everything you thought of and more? You know, Ibrar, you got the Ibrar Riyaz test, didn't you? He's one of the hardest men on the circuit.
I mean, I'm a super featherweight, so coming in at like 10.5 stone and stuff, you know, the weight advantage and stuff. He's taking the shots, no problem, you know what I mean? Sort of frustrating because I was hitting him. And just that weight advantage, like, he couldn't feel them, do you know what I mean? But, you know, it's all learning in it sometimes. You want the rounds, good experience, try and stay calm, debut and stuff with that many tickets and stuff. I think I've done all right.
You did really well. Let's bring Jamie in. Jamie, come on. Aqib, very highly thought of. I know you all think the world of him, taking it really seriously, hasn't he? Tell us about his debut and what type of kid he is.
Oh, I think you can see for yourself there. He's an unbelievably talented kid. He's got a big future in the sport, definitely. His dedication, you know, you could see his shot selection, his balance, his ring craft. For a 19-year-old kid, he's phenomenal. So, you know, we're only just scratching the surface with him, and you got a world champion on your hands here for definite.
Yeah, we were impressed, by the way, even on your debut, you know, talented amateur, you're remembering to go to a body. You seem to be working things out very quickly in there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've been in the gym now, 6 weeks, but I can honestly say being in there, I know it's cliche and stuff, but it is like school, like everything he says to me, I soak it in. And I think like for the gym, like when we go, I go in at 9 o'clock, do my session, and I'm there till 2 o'clock just watching all of them. And the things I'm picking up, learning, it's unreal.
Well, you couldn't be in a better place at the minute, so well done Aqib, well done Jamie. See you soon.